What a game! The Leafs win 4-3 in overtime over the Montreal Canadiens. John Tavares with the overtime winner. And man, as much as I'm a diehard Leaf fan and I'll despise the Habs until I die, that was a damn good game. Back and forth, the speed on display by both teams. And the Leafs win it in overtime. What an incredible game here, everyone. And you know what? It did not look good early on for Leaf fans. Andrew Shaw scores 51 seconds in, and we're like, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. He has 12 goals so far this year. Andrew Shaw has put a good little season together. He's got now 25 points in 37 games. He's been very, very good for the Montreal Canadiens. However, less than 2 minutes after that, about a minute and a half later, Zach Hyman goes around the back of the net and centers it to Andreas Johnsson, who buries it past Carey Price. And the Leafs tie the game at 1 apiece. Andreas Johnson's 14th goal of the year. And if I'm not mistaken, it's his 4th goal in his last 3 games. Yeah, it's exactly that. He has been on fire lately. He's got 14 now. And the Leafs tie it. Over 2 minutes after that, we're not even 5 minutes in yet, Par Lindholm back to the point of Nikita Zaitsev, and he fires it on net and he scores! Nikita Zaitsev with his 2nd goal of the season. And he gets a 2nd goal in 5 or 6 games, having not scored entirely before that. So, his 2nd goal of the year, Par Lindholm and Morgan Rielly grab assists, and just like that, 5 minutes in, we've got a 2-1 hockey game. This could get crazy really quickly. Well, it does slow down. And the first period comes to an end. The Leafs lead 2-1. Shots on goal 16-15 in favor of the Leafs after 1 period. A combined 31 shots by both teams in the first period alone. It was an incredible first period. Second period rolls around and Thomas Tatar, I want to say snipes on Frederik Andersen, but Freddie got to have that. I don't care if it was a quick shot and you weren't expecting it or what, or if it was a little bit of a screen. I don't think there was. Just kind of whiffed on it. There's a shot on a rush, takes a shot. Freddie just kind of whiffs on it. And I'm like, ugh. You want to have that back. It's now 2-2, and we're like, you got to be kidding me. Another early period goal. They score 51 seconds in to start the game. And to start the second period, a minute 13, and they tie the game at 2. It's the first 5 minutes when you start the period, and it's the last 5 when you end it that are crucial for momentum builders throughout the period and throughout the rest of the game. Now we'll go to the third period, and on the power play, neither team could score on the power play at all in the game until Brendan Gallagher scores on the power play to give the Habs the 3-2 lead. Now, if there was review on that goal, it would have been called back because the net was off before the puck went in. However, it's not a reviewable play, therefore it is a good goal, and the Habs lead at 3-2, 7:24 into the third period. 13 minutes ago, there's still time, but the Leafs haven't scored since the first 5 minutes into the game. This might get tricky. A minute and 11 seconds after that goal to give the Habs the lead, William Nylander down the right side and snipes it on the rush, blocker side on Carey Price. You see the selling from William Nylander, his 3rd goal of the year. And ladies and gentlemen, over the last little while, William Nylander is looking more of a point per game player. I don't care if he's getting 3 assists here and then 2 points here or whatever. If you add them all up, he's a point per game. So can we stop chirping him, please? It's getting really annoying now. He's here. Deal with it. And Nylander now at this point today, he now has 10 points in 26 games. Again, it's not great, but he's getting back up there, and he's working. You can see him out there. He's looking so much better than he once was. And then, so he scores that goal, and there's still 12 minutes to play, and the Montreal Canadiens really dominate the third period, though, 14-6 in favor of the Canadiens in shots. However, we're tied at 3s. Going into overtime. Problem! 31 seconds left in regulation. Zaitsev, delay of game. Oh my God. Zaitsev, I've tried to like him. I have tried so hard to like him. And then he scores the goal today, and I'm like, thank you, that's beautiful. And then he does this. Delay of game, 31 seconds left. And in that moment in time, I'm thinking to myself, okay, let's get a point. They do that. They kill off the first 34 seconds of the penalty kill. And then we go to overtime. It's 4-on-3 for a minute 29. It ain't going to be easy. Connor Brown and Zach Hyman, Hainsey and Jake Muzzin were the guys on the ice for the remaining 129 of that 4-on-3 power play for the Habs. And I got to say, there was really no threat. Jake Muzzin blocked a shot here. Hainsey intercepted a couple passes here. Incredible job by the Leafs on that 4-on-3 to kill it off and to give your team a chance to win, because, you know, after obviously Zaitsev comes out of the box and it's basically 4-on-4 until a whistle goes. The Leafs do get a whistle, and it doesn't take long. It goes back to 3-on-3. And Mitch Marner enters the zone, stops up to the defenders cross for the Habs, and they lose John Tavares. You don't want to do that, because Marner just feeds him the puck, and backhand top cheese for John Tavares as the Leafs win it in overtime. 33 goals for JT, and the Buds have now won 4 straight. They now go up 2 points on the Montreal Canadiens with 2 games in hand. That is beautiful. I would have loved to see it a regulation victory and be 3 points up, but I will take the 1-point advantage, I guess, in today's game. I will take it, because you were trailing in the third period, and you found a way to come back and win in OT. Freddie was not sharp. Matthews, not sharp. Defense, wasn't great. And you found a way to win. Good teams do that. Good teams find a way to win when you don't play your greatest. We talk about face-offs being a big factor. In this game it was. You know, Leafs outdid the Habs in the draws 33-25, which is 55% to 55.9 to 43.9% on the draws. Big difference if you're a Leaf fan, and you needed those big situations, you know, especially in the defensive zone when you were killing the penalty to win a draw, and the Leafs did. And those are huge. We talked about it before, guys. I think we talked about it in the Ducks game. Winning draws doesn't get talked about a whole lot. But you look at a game like today, where you go into overtime, killing a penalty. You win the initial draw, and you get the puck all the way down. When Freddie Anderson makes a save and they freeze the puck, or the puck went out of play, I forgot what it was, and there's a face-off in the Leafs' end with like 40-something odd seconds to play on the PK. Not Subban. Penalty kill. You guys know what I'm talking about. And they win another face-off, and Ron Hainsey just fires it down the ice, and the Habs, after that, can't enter the zone. When they do, it lasts a second, and it gets intercepted, and the Leafs fire it right back down. Imagine if they win that face-off, and they set up, who knows, the game could be over, but you won the face-off, and you gave your team a chance to win, and they did. Like I said, Freddie wasn't the greatest. 3-on-38, it's not terrible. You know, Freddie, what's the save percentage of 921 and a 290 goals against? Well, obviously 290 goals against, but 921 save percentage is not terrible. It's not bad at all, actually. But he, you know, obviously that one goal he probably wants back. The Gallagher goal, he was literally in the net. That's why the net came off. And I'm like, that's not Freddie. Why is he so far back on the 2-on-1? So, yeah, there was a few mistakes in his part. Ended up in the back of the net. That's not Freddie Anderson. We know it's not, and I'm not worried about him. So, League fans, your goalie didn't play your greatest. The decor wasn't great. And arguably your best player in Austin Matthews really wasn't that great either. And you found a way to win in OT. I will take it. And the Buds, like I said, have now won 4 straight games. Next up, the Leafs head to Madison Square Garden to take on the New York Rangers. The Raptors are just leaving New York, actually. And the Leafs are heading into New York, taking on the Rangers tomorrow night, second night of a back-to-back, so we know Garrett Sparks is going to be in the net tomorrow. The Buds look for their 5th straight victory. They look to win both games in the back-to-back. That would be massive. And 7 o'clock puck drop there. Sparks and Henrik Lundqvist are the expected starters in that game tomorrow. Guys, you know what? that is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoyed the victory today. Smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below, guys. What'd you think of the game? Who is your MVP from tonight's game? Do you have one? I don't really know. I don't really have one guy, because there was a lot of guys who contributed in the game today. You could arguably say Hainsey and Jake Muzzin for that crucial PK in overtime. And I would not be opposed to giving it to them. You could arguably say John Tavares because the OT winner. You could say Frederik Andersen for making some big saves late, and especially a couple in overtime too. Actually, did he even make a save in overtime? No. So a minute 29 of power play, and they don't hit Frederik Andersen. Big. All right. So let me know who your MVP of today's game was, guys. And Evan and I will talk to you guys podcast edition. It'll probably be next Thursday or Friday. I'm not sure. Links are in the description, guys, for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes. Twitter is also down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition very shortly as they hang on for dear life against the New York Knicks of all teams. We'll talk about that in a little bit here. And as for the Buds, like we said, they take on the New York Rangers tomorrow night at Madison Square Garden. 7 o'clock puck drop there. Garrett Sparks, Henrik Lundqvist, the expected starters in that game. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll talk to you guys then.